We're happy to have you, and I do want to mention that a couple of our area development district board members are here in your group. So I've had and Mark, thank you so much for your service to the ad. I thought that I would give an overview of kind of what are we, because a lot of people don't know, or maybe you might know one of our divisions, don't really realize the scope of everything. But if you have questions, feel free to speak up and we can do that. It could be a discussion. And then what's our
we usually told like 12:55,
Yeah.
56.
Yeah. Okay, and I think I can, okay, perfect. Yes, I just button. So, okay, so we serve 8 counties, right? We always joke Northern Kentucky is a little bit different depending on which organization that you're talking about. So our Northern Kentucky is 8 counties wide, and then 5 south, so Dallas, Carroll, and Pendleton as well. And we have, our tagline, just like everyone else, is that NKADD is a collaboration of local leaders and staff educating and empowering communities by implementing quality service, specific area of expertise. In general, those are services, public administration, and workforce development. So let's dive into what does it mean. So from the beginning, what is a area development district? It's kind of an odd term. We are actually written in state statutes. In the 60s, the U.S. created the Economic Development Administration. They're part of the U.S. Department of Commerce. And the idea was finding a way to think about regional infrastructure as it relates to economic development. We're not doing business attraction and retention directly in development, like all these NKADD. But what we do help with is one that goes into the foundation and that hopefully leads to that business attraction and retention. And that was our original EPA, a lot of states followed suit, create an organization regionally that can help administer this help on doing development, and then realize we have these area development districts that can be sources for regional technical assistance. Think about workforce development and disability services. We start with and then bring it from there. We have a board, and that is set as well. All 8 of our county judges, some of our members, process is figured out, and then citizen members by county, depending on the size. So, those members are by counties, and then Oakland County has they serve as fiduciary for all of the services that we have. And I believe the next slide is going to talk a little bit about this is the state statute. I'm going to read how we're governed. And then these are our divisions, which I just mentioned. So we'll keep going. We also have a fiscal agent, the Northern Kentucky Office of Drug Control Policy, that we'll talk about. So this is our senior leadership team. We have divided out by each team is overseen by an associate director on the programming side. And we have a director of finance and instruction by me. We have, I keep thinking that we're going to get to this slide, but I'm not seeing it. So, here we go. The budget. We have about 85 team members. Not all of them are physically here. Some of them are off-site in different locations like the career centers in Covington. We have a workforce program that actually extends beyond our staff in Georgetown, Kentucky as well. Amanda Peters, I'll start from the side. She leads the Northern Kentucky Office of Drug Control Policy. We are their fiduciary agent, even though they have their own board. Lance Hanshaw, he's our Director of Finance and Administration. Corey Armour, he's our Associate Director for Workforce Development, and we have several workforce programs The largest, though, is federal workforce dollars that are actually overseen by the Workforce Investment Board. So what I would let the Investment Board still based in this building. And so Corey is both the director of Workforce Board and our associate director running other programs too. Chris Courtney is here. I'm waiting to get to the slide to say hey to Chris. Chris Courtney leads our associate director for local government services. We also have Anna Wildman, who some of you may have met. She's our associate director for aging and disability services. She leads our largest team of about 30 staff members. And I should mention that Pat Rafferty is also the chair of our Council on Aging board that is here in staff.
We appreciate your.
So I'm not going to read all these to you, but suffice to say, we do not receive direct tax dollars, but we do receive public dollars from other sources. We have actually 156 different funding sources through different grants and programs that we serve. And so our overall budget last year was about $24 million, but from the federal pandemic program, we actually did it at the end of last year, about million. We had additional federal dollars that came from the pandemic. Those different programs sometimes are federal, so like the workforce funds, the Medicaid funds. Some of them are state. We run the Employment Connections Program, which is Kentucky Works. We also get a lot of different, through Chris's program, we do a lot of regional plans that are state funded. So sewer, water, transportation, hazard mitigation, all run through Chris's team, and those are all state funded. And then occasionally we'll have local foundations and other programs through the Joni Bernard. And so our role is really just fiduciary where local veterinarians offer food stay neuter for certain kinds of foundation fees for that. And we just take the funds from the foundation and then pay the veterinary offices. So sometimes Duke Energy will get grants from them as well, or for different programs. And then I should definitely say we are very appreciative of the voluntary funds that some of our cities and counties also give, and then in return, we're able to provide free whole services about 15 hours a year. Oops. Okay, so finance administration, just exactly what it sounds like. They're overseeing all those different funding sources and making sure that we are getting our audits right and all of our various monitorings right with all those different sources. There's compliance for every single one of them, so that keeps that team extremely busy. If you ever want to know anything more, we have a transparency line on our website, and you can click there and get every audit, all the financial statements monthly, all of that stuff. Office and drug control policy, if it hasn't presented to you, that would be a great topic for a future presenter. So we can connect you with Amanda, doing incredible work to oversee how our community from the healthcare side, from the criminal justice side, from the recovering workforce side, are all thinking and aligning of the response to substance use disorders in our region. And of course, working really closely with our elected officials there to make up the board. So that would be something that we can probably connect you all with. But if you ever have a need, a friend, a family member, a neighbor, a coworker who is fighting with some kind of substance use disorder related problem, there is a helpline that you can call. And they are ready to answer really any number of questions from how do I get this person logistically to treatment, like how do they physically get there, there's public transportation. How do I, help someone who's not been in treatment, who really need a job, it's really hard, they can help that with that. So the helpline is really a one-stop source for any kind of substance use related issue, and anyone can call and get suggestions. Aging and disability services. The small list just touches the surface of all the different things that we do, but suffice to say, we are determined to be a source of expertise to help individuals stay living independently in their homes as long as they can. And so whether that's our caseworkers that are going to homes and directly helping, or ombudsman, works with personal care homes and other facilities, make sure people are getting the help they need, home delivered meals and contracts with Meals on Wheels. That team is absolutely passionate and dedicated to helping individuals stay in their homes, help if they're outside the home. And they also have a hotline. It's called the ADRC, or Aging Disability Resource Center. If you call, which I encourage you to do if you have a family member or colleague, you do leave a message and they call you back. The need is so great. And so typically they call back within 24 to 48 hours, and then they can give that one-on-one discussion and conversation. But you do have to leave a message, just because unfortunately, even though that team is fully staffed, they just cannot keep up with the need, which grows every day. So please feel free to call and get some support if you need it. Workforce development. This is a topic that is on everyone's mind as it's late. Getting job seekers connected with work, and then also getting our employers the talent that they need has been always an issue, but probably in the news more than ever since the pandemic. And there's a lot that goes into it. It seems like it would be such an easy thing. People that need work, people that need workers, let's just connect them. There's just so many reasons why that can be more challenging than any of us would like. Sometimes it's a training issue. Sometimes it's a job like people like to call it soft skills, or it's a preparation issue like that. Sometimes it's logistics. They need childcare, they need transportation, they need something else. And so we have the moral of the story here is there are many programs dedicated to figuring out what that disconnect is and trying to fill that gap. And if that's something that you want to learn more about, we're happy to connect you with teams. We're always looking for employers that want to think about being locations for some of our volunteer type programs. We have one program called Action that is focused on individuals who are currently on public assistance into self-sustaining employment long term. And these can be 5-year long programs where we get them job experience. Some of these people, it's really hard to get a job if you have no job experience. It's hard to even imagine for some of us. But what this program does, it provides placements that are volunteer, and then we provide a stipend as this program. And we're always looking for employers. So if you have any interest in that, or if you just want to know more about finding, just use a job there, maybe it's another kind of placement or very specific kind of skill. We work very closely with our friends at the Northern Chamber, at NKADD, at Gateway, at Northern, all the partners. The Kentucky Career Center Network, the statewide network that we Workforce Investment Board oversees the funding and operation of that network here. And so that group is thinking about working every day with 14 MOU partners, trying to make those handoffs as easy as possible. They work with Tank, for example, make sure people have transportation. They work with the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation so that if someone does have a physical disability, they are able to get the remediation that they need to be able to get to that job. And for veterans. And we have here at the new amazing facility that you can see from the interstate. They are getting really involved in workforce on a level that's never been seen before. So if that's something that's a topic for you, that group is all about partnerships and all about connecting the dots. And if you have a question or something we would be happy to connect you into that workforce. We call it the workforce ecosystem because it takes both local government side, the private sector, the nonprofit sector, really all together and wrapping around employers as well as our job seekers. I will share a little bit of concerning statistics that I heard recently from our cabinet for economic development. I'm sorry, for cabinet for workforce and education, not the workforce and education cabinet recently heard the statistic that every person, this is a statewide number, every person in Kentucky who is currently receiving unemployment immediately got a job today. They just were able to still would be so many people that I don't have to remember right now. The open job would still be very high. We still got to figure out how do we become a welcoming community and retaining every single person we can, and possibly thinking about what it's like to bring people in the community, because in Northern New Zealand especially we have comparatively very, very low unemployment rate and a very, very high labor force participation rate. It's higher than the national average and highest in the state. So thinking about how do we make all that work is so critical, and that's where the partnerships are. So I didn't say exactly the names of every single partner. I do apologize. There's just a lot. I want to mention a couple of other quick things we work for, and I'm about to be out of time. We work with Code Kentucky, which is the statewide network out of Louisville, and coding training. And we also work with Lift Up Partnership, which is a recovery effort with Safety Life Learning Center, and the Bruce Center to help people coming out of recovery. And we are currently the backbone organization for Grow NKY, which is all about that ecosystem. Everybody works together. So I just wanted to call out. Oh, and we're also working with Covington Works. So Covington, the city of Covington, has specific dollars put into helping work and those kinds of innovations that are going to be moving forward. Okay, it's a lot. Sorry. Local government services, Chris's team, they are doing a ton of things as well. We have a commodities program that has a warehouse. So I'm sure Chris is very excited to us. He's also a warehouse manager, making sure that deliveries are coming and going. We work with the USDA and the Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner's Office to receive surplus food and make sure that that gets out to help our local food banks. So part of government cheese, it's not just food. There's frozen items, refrigerated items, and also shelf-stable items that are in our warehouse. It goes to 12 different counties actually in our state to just help our food banks as much as we can. We tend to get things as they come available, so usually we'll get all these pallets of fresh fruit, and we've got to get them out as fast as we can. Sometimes we get, pallets of chickpeas, and we got to figure out recipes to send with them, whatever we know what to do with them. So it's an interesting situation. On the community development side, Chris and his team, and I sometimes too, are helping our local communities apply for grants. Like I said at the beginning, that's kind of the heart of why we were originally created. And those grants might be anything from helping get new police cruisers to helping with a water line creation or anything in between that would just be what would be community development. On the public administration side, you might think, what is that? Chris's team is currently in the midst of tax rate calculation season. So if you live in a city in Northern Kentucky counties, we live in about 39 cities and special districts last year had their tax rates calculated by NKADD staff. And so we just provide a kind of third-party entity that helps get those taken care of. So you can quiz Chris later on the compensation rate. That is. We also do salary surveys, and we staff a number of local groups like the Association, Public Works Association, County Management Association, Ethics Authority, and the Health Board. And they help with regional planning. So we have a GIS specialist, we have a transportation planner, a water planner that are thinking about helping to get those state dollars implemented into projects that help the infrastructure of our region. We're also currently helping to update the region's regional hazard mitigation plan, and we're working on an energy resiliency plan with the state energy has. And but I will just say it's been my honor to serve as executive director of the NKADD for the past year. Celebrated the university this month, and it was already a great organization. So I kind of had to think about, what do I want to do, maybe a little bit different. And I thought and so those were communication. So that's why we're having conversations like this one to make sure people understood what was going on. You have a newsletter, so you can go to the website and after Cross-division collaboration, there are so many things that impact, maybe it's aging, but it's about transportation, it's about local government services and aging, right? Or maybe it's the workforce of helping people who are needing home care, right? There's so many different ways these things can interplay, whether it's security or mobility. It's really important to me that we're making sure to leverage all of the talent and expertise that we have inside this building, and we're continuing to work on that. Years up, we'll keep doing that as long as I'm here. And then finally, customer service, and that's just something that we want to offer is totally embedded in everything that we do, because that's what we are. Is we're by nature a service organization. We just happen to be one that gets a lot of different sources of funding that we have. And so it was really nice to go over, and I think I only went over by 2 minutes, so that wasn't too bad. Does anybody have a question? It's a lot, I know.
Great job.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.